the comments you made last night, the deciding to speak directly to Donald Trump, why did you choose to do that?
Lawrence, let me be very candid. That was only half of this speech. The rest of the half I'll either tell you tonight or hopefully soon. And that is not addressing Donald Trump or the Democratic Convention. Audience of the rest of this speech is, there are two individuals and those are someone else. She's my coach. I would think of something that they have asked us to say something, I would say this, and she would say, no, don't say this. So she was my coach, and she was there. I was strengthened by her presence. 40 years of marriage has brought us in a position where we are strength for one another. So her being there was the strength that I could hold my composure. I am much weaker than she is in such matters. So it was her strength that made me stand there and address a candidate for a major party for the highest office of this country, and nobody has been able to convince this candidate for the highest office of this exemplary democracy in the world to not violate the Constitution of the United States. We have quietly watched his speeches, his bullying, schoolyard bullying, and we have sat, some intelligent people like yourself and others have commented, yet nothing has made the difference. And as I said, that was only half of the conversation that I had. The other half, and I share this with you, and I share this with your audience, the other half is addressed to the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. What a patriot, decent human being, what a leader he is. And then Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, leading the majority in the United States House of Representatives. What a patriot, decent human being he is. But isn't it this time to repudiate Trump, what he has said, what he has threatened to do? This is moral imperative for both leaders to say to him that enough. You are about to sink the ship of the patriot Republicans. Republicans are as patriotic as Democrats are. They are half of the goodness of this beautiful country, half of this political process that the rest of the world watches enviously, learns from it. They have disagreed with his practices, his threats to minorities, disrespect to the legal system, the legal institutions. I want to ask them, if your candidate, and I wish this would get to their ears, and I will continue to ask this question, if your candidate wins and he governs the way he has campaigned, my country, this country will have constitutional crisis that never before in the history of this country. And my conscience compels me under these very difficult circumstances, very raw emotions. I am a very composed person. I don't become that emotional in public discourse. But there is so much at stake. And I appeal to both of these leaders. This is the time, there comes a time in the history of a nation where ethical, moral stand has to be taken regardless of the political cost. The only reason they are not repudiating this, his behavior, his threat to our democracy, our decency, our foundation, is just because of political consequences. I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry that I answered it long-winded way, but the stakes are very high.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you to do. When you said that half of what you wanted to say was left unsaid, I wanted to make sure that you completed that. And